that the artist struggle for his integrity is a kind of metaphor, must be considered as a metaphor for the struggle which is universal and daily of all human beings on the face of this terrifying globe to get to become human beings. It is not your fault, it is not my fault that I write. I would never come before you in the position of a
Good evening, everybody. Another week of Poetry Corner, and tonight we are speaking about living through your words in life. I have Nicole R. Brookins here, poet and author. I have the good brother Unique and poet and author Lady Moon. How y'all doing tonight?
Great.
Good. Blessed as usual. No excuses.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. I'm gonna go down that path, and everybody, one by one, you introduce yourself, tell everybody who you are, what you got going on, and then I'll go into the question about living through your words in life. We're gonna start off with the newcomer, Unique.
Well, basically, my introduction to being in this world is being unselfish. As I spoke to, Brother Washington earlier, most of us hold on to things that's not beneficial by being selfish, because the word doesn't belong to us anyway. It is actually surprisingly supposed to be shared, because knowledge is power. And basically, my name came from the fact of being different than other people, because I want to share the responsibility of being unique and defining myself to help others mentally and physically, through my word and through the positive aspect of giving.
All right, that's what's up on that. How long you been doing poetry?
I've been doing basically poetry all my life. I actually really took it seriously in 2006. I've been writing for 17 years. I've been holding on to books, because I felt as though, like a lot of other people, they wasn't ready for it. But also, as I spoke to, my brother earlier, it's just the idea of people criticizing what you have to offer other people. It gives you a downplay of how knowledgeable you are, or how good you are, until somebody else says they appreciate what you bring to the table. And the person that really caught me off guard was the day she told me I remind her of a male Maya Angelou. And the next morning I woke up, she had died that same day.
Wow.
So that really gave me more of an inspirational tool to be obedient to the gift that I have. So most people see me on Facebook or whatever, and they see my writings. My signature is IamLegendHolden.com, meaning basically I'm gonna last forever. And one day you will Google me.
I can dig it. That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, my brother, you got a nice piece of poetry for us?
Well, actually, I'm gonna give you something as you put me on the spot. I actually wrote this off the top. What I write, I don't pencil write. I can pick up the phone, take me 10, 15 minutes to write a piece. No scrap paper, no nothing. And that's the funny thing about what we spoke about earlier, just having a gift. And this piece is called Stand Accused.
Okay.
My actions may stand accused from confused people. The attention to detail suspends the mindset of a portfolio portrayed by portrayal. It has toes, no 10 toes up, on the edge of disturbing by the end of confidence I carry from afar. My design of makeup is a designation designated from feeds of morality, moral to the mental, of purpose beyond belief. The character of clowns pretend to be the ideas of the enraged of tears that are hidden between the wigs of eyes. When they come from the destinations of desire facing change, most people will never understand the improbability of being the body of the carrier of the collateral of communications of combinations of being feasible to understanding why. I'm mental beyond behavior amongst the replacement of placement. I'm faith beyond belief, probably making the false face confidence. Stability stays put by a style of presence of an idea called ideal to being total. I am of an enumerate of a reach out for grab of failure within a company of accomplishments. I'm a judgment of safely soared through average, avenging the inside of it instead curiously shared by the safe amongst the idea of preoccupation by solidarity. I'm happy beyond smiles of miles of valiantly in details of being a provider, these veins filled and spoiled of security. I'm confident and confused sometimes will never live here. My posture will accomplish to compensate for what things people assume from being in the presence. When I realize that I'm being or crazy from accusations from assumed, it'll be too late to understand the person that is in front of you was there more than a myth, was a reason beyond doubt, was a credibility of being significant, was the imagination of arrangement and arranging for the follow, the ears of confidence, consideration. Take me from an instance, I always will be, stand accused.
Okay, brother. That was deep and dope. That's what's up. So why don't you let the Poetry Corner universe, the audience out there, know where you're from and where they can find you on social media.
Basically, I'm on Instagram. Mostly times, everything that I do post on Facebook. Unique Holden, you can find me. I post, based off of my daily rituals, will get me through the day, small things, or either, as we spoke earlier, I can pick up the phone in the middle of the day, middle of the night, and wherever my mind's set, I can watch a movie, take the title, and write something,
Right.
and it makes sense.
All right, that's peace. That's dope right there. All right. All right, my brother. Thank you for that piece. Now we're gonna go with Nicole R. Brookins, Poetry Corner alumni.
Thought I was gonna be one of like the last people or something. I thought the newcomers come first. I thought I was like an old head by now. Well, if for those who do not know me, allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Nicole. Sorry, I'm just playing. My name is Nicole R. Brookins, and I am a poet and a proud author. I have my little baby right here, pieces of me. So it's a little bit of everything. Usually when I write is from experiences, but then some things it might just be, I might have saw a movie or a show and I got an idea from that. But I don't have a lot of, you have some poets that have a lot of, I guess, angry poems kind of thing. And I just really want to try to uplift other people, let you know that there is somebody out there who feels the same way that you do, or can, or you can relate to things like that. That's pretty much it. What do you have a question?
Okay,
I couldn't
Nicole.
everything you said.
Well, how about letting us know how you feel about living through your words in life?
I think that you have to be authentic. So if I'm telling you one thing, but I'm living a totally different thing, then I might as well not be saying anything at all. I just try to help other people, get through life, because it's hard, especially with all the stuff that we're going through now. The job that I work at, I basically take calls all day. You would never imagine how many people are so hurt, and I mean, they just called about making a payment arrangement and things like that. Oh, I just lost my job. Oh, my mom just died. So it's a lot of stuff. I've dealt with people who have cancer and stuff like that. And I really consider myself an empath. because I feel it, and it really is hurtful. And I just want to see, people happy. I really just want to see people happy. But yeah, so I think you pretty much need to live what you talk about.
That's- With your job, does your job give you evolution as far as going to a new place with your literature or your skill set?
Not really, because I work with telecommunications. So it's a little bit different. Uh,
No, I
so
feel you.
what I do, some of people that I work with, of course, they know that I do poetry and things like that, but it's not something at the forefront. So
Yeah, I feel you on that. Completely on that. So Nicole, I know you got some poetry. It's been a minute.
oh yeah, but because I don't want to forget, because I'll be
Oh,
thinking about how you can reach me.
right.
So I am on Facebook, Nicole R. Brookins. I'm on I actually have a YouTube page under Nicole R. Brookins. I am on Instagram under Clemson Poodle 97. And you can always, get at me any which way. But I'm gonna do one just to give those a little taste of who I am, who might not know me. Let's see, here we go.
All right.
All right. I wish I was that person who writes a poem at the drop of a dime. Because unfortunately, writing poetry is more than just making things rhyme. That's why I appreciate those who compose almost every day, while I'm stuck like Denise in an episode of The Cosby Show with Stevie saying, I, I don't know what to say. So, being somewhat of a perfectionist with my craft, although I don't curse, I must say that I surely don't half-ass. At one time, I used to keep my work just for self, but then I decided to share. And after being embraced and getting much love, I figured I would be selfish not to introduce myself and make others aware. I know it might sound crazy that I haven't read works of many poets who are well known, but I guess I never wanted to imitate another. I needed my style to be mine and mine alone. When I write, I carefully think about my approach, words used, as well as my flow. I try to gift you with a little piece of me as if it were well stored away cargo. And no, you might not hear anything revolutionary, political, or even sexually explicit. I tend to stay in my lane of comfortability, but I can if I wanted to, so don't get it twisted. So if one or two of my poems should tickle your ear, I will put another notch on the slate. And I will definitely beam with joy and pride when I hear you say, yo, that Nicole Brookins is great. In peace.
All right. That's
Thank
what's up,
you.
Cole. Coming through. That's what's up. Lady Moon, how you doing tonight?
Doing good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Good money. You know what I mean? Money in the bank. So, I want to let everybody know who you are, where you from, and everything, and we'll proceed with the question to you.
Okay, so my name is Cheyenne Clardy, but I go by Lady Moon Lioness on Instagram and TikTok. This is just easier ways to find me, Lady Moon _ Lioness. And I am an activist, a musician, a poet, and an aspiring psychologist. So a lot of my inspiration through writing is derived off of the senses and the psyche. So I've been told that a lot of my poetry can be quite intense at times. And a lot of it is just dealing with the headspace of what's going on in my head at the moment or in other observations or whatever it is that's going on at the moment.
Okay.
So what is the question?
Yes. The question of the topic of tonight is living through your words in life. Yeah. How do you feel about that?
I feel that In a world full of superficiality, it doesn't hurt to be genuine. It's already hard to navigate through life as is with the obstacles that are constantly thrown at us. And I see that words have power, therefore, it has consequences. And you have those who are just straight shooters, or they just say what they feel, however, it doesn't matter what other people feel about it. Then you have those who are careful. So for the way how I navigate through life, I navigate through observation, through carefulness, but also trying to understand that there's a borderline, there is a thin line between honesty and cruelty, because I can be very blunt when I want to be. So I try to be my utmost, most genuine self, my authentic self. So therefore, that what people see is what they get.
Okay, that's what's up. Honesty is the best policy, right?
True. Amen to that.
Sometimes. Sometimes you ain't got the right thing to say, just keep your mouth shut. You know what I mean? Don't say nothing at all when I give a head nod or something. Well, Lady Moon, I know you have some nice poetry for us tonight. Show us what you got.
Okay, so the poem I'm going to read is titled, I Am Okay. Am I really okay? After I dug my nails into my skin until I leave marks and bleed. Damn, these tears that stream down my face like waterfalls, and not even wiping them stops it. Smile! It's fine, it really is. Am I convincing you all that I'm actually okay, even though it's a lie? Peeling at my lip skin, refusing to admit I have anxiety. To hell with these chest pains. Stop making it so hard to breathe. I cannot panic now because it proves to me I am a liar when I mask everything. I am truly okay. I'm just out of breath. Stop trying to expose me. It is already hard to get out of bed without having to convince myself that today is a new day and I have to be grateful. You are alive and well. Be grateful. Be grateful. Be okay. You see, I am not okay. I haven't been okay, and it scares me that I am always not okay. Hidden behind a smile, there is a lump in my throat keeping me from belting out wails that wants me to break free. Why is it hard to keep it down when now is not the time? But when is it ever the time to say it is okay to not be okay? Every time when you fidget, hiding behind ailments, trembling, and closing your eyes shut. Oh no, these tears are trying to fall. I am scared, but it is okay to not be okay. And just fine to let it all out and release the tension too. Thank you.
All right. That's what's up.
Nice.
We're getting down with some poetry tonight on that. So I'm gonna go into a piece. It's called The Sandman. I'm the Sandman with an evening plan. Close your eyes. No matter how time flies, I'm always close by. For your insomnia, here's a nice dream for your reality. Touch nerves on bad cavities, nobody bad as me. Masterful incentive, lights out before I enter. Bring you inside a world of adventure so you'll remember. Feel the mist as I drift around your crib like a crypt. I'm a graveyard worker with no fatigue on the shift. Walk you into territory showing open stories. Join me or mourn me, bringing life to those corny. Grab your chips, whether Dipsy or Fritos, I'm an amigo. It's not illegal when returning lessons back to God's people. Once dated a gypsy that left me for an Amish man. Found where they parked the caravan, told them I'm the Sandman. My small bags of dust with an hourglass on my waist. Took my compass out around noon so I could trace the space. Gave them all a pass on the path in which they chose. No telling when the door closed, still electric on stoves. Move how I do off signals, frequency, and vibes. Me, destined one other, or alibis, subscribe or die. And that's that piece, King.
That's what's up.
Okay.
Question, Mr. Washington. Well, Brother Washington.
Yes.
With everything that you come about to become, what makes you stand out as being the person that you are? That's basically you can go across the table.
Man, look, when I like to communicate with people, I like to, saying, be around like-minded people, you know what I'm saying? And if I can give a helping hand to somebody, you know what I'm saying, I'm right there with it. But the one thing I don't be with is like foolishness and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? The world is changing every day. You know what I'm saying? So, I feel like we should band together, and I come from the school of each one teach one. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's some things that you could teach me. And in return, I bring it back to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say that each one teach one. The return is real special. You know what I mean? But in this world, we gotta live and let live, and we gotta just move through the mist. You know what I mean? But I just want to enhance a lot of things for around people, places, and things.
Mhm.
So that's what I'm gravitating to in life. When what I'm saying, just all group up, like you said earlier, what I'm saying, we group up, band together as one,
Right.
as some type of family. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So, like every other family, you have disgruntledness, uncomfortability, or, just miscommunication. But if you speak with one another and you draw a fine line, I mean, you can move past things sometimes. You know what I mean? But if you can't, then, it is what it is. So I live through my words in this life. You know what I mean? I try to manifest and bring into fruition things that I want. You know what I'm saying? Even relationships.
You mentioned but because most of us
What's
as
that?
being artists,
Yeah,
we're living in the moment,
yeah. I mean, I'm trying to be a
and
well-rounded
most of
person.
the moments are shared basically under terms of endearment, which is appreciated. Because, like I say, for you to say what you say and how you feel, and to grab stories that's indescribable to others with wishful thinking that it can help somebody else and give them peace of mind. To me, that's medication. I tell all of my artists that I deal with and the people that I surround myself with, the best medicine is to cry. And most people don't. You go get a prescription, but the prescription is a subsiding prescription. It doesn't never give you a level of.
Oh, I think he froze. Technical difficulties on deck, but it's okay. Um, Nicole, your mic is muted.
I was trying to give him a little minute,
Yeah.
but
So, do you have anything else around, living through your words in life, like something that you could share with other people out there that's listening in tonight?
um, I guess just be the best you that you can be, because you never know who is watching.
Right.
And it's crazy because you think, okay, it's just going to be, maybe a younger kid that's looking at you or things like that. But,
Mm-hmm.
there's some adults out there who look for guidance also, so that, just like I said, just be your best person, and just let the goodness radiate through you, to try to. Because I'm saying, when you think about it, like they say, like when someone else is smiling, then it makes you kind of smile. So, just think about how many sad, angry people are out there that, you might be able to brighten up their day or things like that, and have them brighten up someone else's day, just like a chain reaction. So, you never know.
And
That's
a lot of times they need to want that. You know what I mean, to take that in.
That's
right.
true, but then
So,
sometimes regardless, it'll hit, it'll hit people's hearts, as
yeah.
far as that's concerned. Yeah, you do have to want it, but sometimes it'll hit you right in the face. Like, look, this is what it is. So
I feel you on that though. I was just going on personal experience because I see people, at my job, because we work healthcare, we joke around a lot sometimes. But some people, they, they ain't laughing about nothing. They just come in
they about to do
disgruntled.
their job. They like, I need to do my job and leave.
They do whatever they do, but they just y'all all in there laughing. I'm like, yo, your energy is terrible. I'll be wanting to tell them like,
some people are miserable and they want to make other people miserable.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's
you gotta
crazy.
recognize it.
But it ain't only one person, it's a few. But we don't really care about that. We all just try to be happy because of we're around a lot of people. Like, you deal with customer service and everything. You're on the phone line. I'm dealing with residents, different personalities. I'm an empath also. So we create jokes. They be like, oh, your grandmother ringing again. I mean, we create jokes just to change the atmosphere. But sometimes people, places, and things, so you just try to step aside from that. Just focus on the narrative of the positive. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Just gotta smile. Gotta keep smiling in this world today. You know what I
mean? Save grace.
what Tupac said in that song, "Smile for me."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Lady Moon, we didn't forget about you.
We're waiting on you now.
So what's up? Can you elaborate a little more on that, living through your words in life?
We have we have various emotions. And I think that we're doing ourselves a disservice by not expressing the negative emotions, because we're always quick to talk about how we have to be positive. We have to do this. We have to do that to keep up front. However, what we often neglect and we put behind closed doors are those emotions and sensations that are less seldom talked about, unless you're with family. But even then, with family, it's too intimate. Or there's that belief that mental health is not real. The state of being is not real. You are technically living in a luxury because you have a home, you are clothed, you are fed, you have your basic needs met. But this here and this here could be suffering. So when I talk about the way how I walk through, like how I navigate through life with my words, especially in my poetry, is to allow people a space to where they're able to relate to the fact that they're not the only ones going through the same stuff, that they're going through the same thing that I'm going through. Or it just happens to be a coincidental situation where I've written a poem that just touched and hit home for them. So that's what I truly believe, is that we need to become one with those emotions and be comfortable with what that brings.
That's interesting.
I feel you on that.
When you said what you just said, you just gave me an elaboration, because of the fact that most of the times we write what we feel because it comes to us at that moment, not knowing some of the things that we write are reflections of who we are, which we don't want to be vulnerable to most people because we want to have our safe zone. And we want to be strong and have structure, that we don't break down in front of people or give this image that we're soft. But most of, like, with the group that I feel right now, it's an incredible feeling to belong to a familiar atmosphere of being family orientated. I could put it that way. Because most of, like, when I do put my book out, it's going to be called In a Sense of Speaking. Because that's basically what it is. It's one of my senses, is to able to feel something and share it with somebody and maybe touch the world, see it in a story or see it in a movie and somebody else reciting what I actually wrote and feel great about it. And when you said that, I wrote this piece called Impress My Mind. It said, impress my mind. I woke up to a multiple feeling of cringe. I can't move without the responsibility of singing without your hopes. My regardless was a placement of moves or moments misdirected. An ascertizing situation of as was an angle that I never curved, that the body of sleep never ever straightened up for. A place in where appreciators leave the smiles of the lining of the shirts that we put on our backs at times. The position of food by fold, many a times fingers clinging to the sheets. pillows filled in treats of tears. Questions bang against the cranium of the cries of carnival thoughts. No more pretending to be scared to love and it be an inspiration to mental, to learn how to access the acceptable, the mind of a human, of being humane, to struggle in life. The gemstones of the worries that won't fail to victim of endless sleep. The should be's of never to have to beg for anything anymore. The attention of no attention to affection of being an acceptance. The tears of cleanse to the face of the honors of the bounce of tears off the face of smiles of cheeks. My heart stangled as I said my hearts, because I'm multiple with personalities in a cavity of a skeleton for so long without the fact of supporting my suppose. I'm shaken in a tremble of vibration, reasonable to an argue, memory of a pain of gain, the sun to showers, are rainbows with peace. Graceful toward the fact of understanding, I finally accepted worth. These thoughts, this behavior have raised me, and though of no insecurities, I will become reality, no more dreams. Ears won't be mortal to a poetry of a being portrayed, a walk with I live. I'm not sure for the feel right now, but the guidance of no guess of walking through, I valley the hills of shadows of death. I fear no evil for the fact that the roots of some with the stone of my tongue will never again throw to a glass. I crawl no more in miles. I walk upright with the fact of recognize one day. Why I love this pen I stroke with the strike of a blank piece of paper, I tell stories. I follow lines anticipation of one day the world will acknowledge my tears of action, instabilities of being capable to be abilities, the stand of accordance to the fact that I approach the follow of anywhere, the imagination of how I fed the dreams of us being me for so long, as time raised the impressions of behavior in a fashion as I lay inside my soul, never contained anymore the suggestions of being submissive to surprise. All I ask of you is to impress my mind.
All right, brother.
Okay.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Now I'm gonna throw a whole monkey wrench in the whole thing. Lady Moon, we're gonna go with you right now.
Okay. So back in 2018, I wrote my first book titled Behind the Facade, which is this cute little book right here. I was going through an emotional roller coaster, psychological one, and I came to an acceptance that I needed to go to therapy. As people of color, we don't necessarily believe in therapy because we are deemed crazy. We're deemed that it's everything is our dirty laundry and we shouldn't air it out. So this poem I wrote was actually about my experience with the first time going to therapy, willingly and openly. Hesitant at the waiting area, legs closed or spread, focused on the ticking from the clock nearby, not sure whether to be comforted by the consistent sound or driven mad by this torturous pacing. Never would I ever imagine giving myself in to a person I barely know. 50-minute sessions of open questions and talking, chatting and listening, learning and breathing. Upon the first meeting, the sudden pit of regret, knowing that me, private me, the prideful me, was going to strip the layers of myself before someone, peeling layer after layer. I grow anxious that I am reaching the core of my being. The tears occasionally flowed, outbursts of rage, closing my eyes and sinking into the couch as the soothing voices guides my breathing. Silence transitioned to whispers of music in the background and soundscapes of ocean reaching shore, oh so peacefully. The knotted uncertainty began to unravel itself as time progressed, the lumps in my throat and the gut shrinking from knowing my session arrived, soaking when I had to endure waiting a week to meet them again, almost like a lover without the need of physical intimacy. The intimacy that I needed most was what I feared the most, yearning for disconnection from the world, confined into room existing and letting it out, regurgitating my insecurities, my secrets, my doubts. Not even a journal could properly contain what I refused to spill on paper. My beloved therapist, my confidant, someone I couldn't fathom depending on long ago. You became a drug that I kept resorting to, tamed by the notions that one day, on this day, that time, in the same room when we meet, it would be time to remove my mask once more and proceed to explore the labyrinth of my mind. By the end of each session, a weight connected to me dissipates from existence. To confess my love for therapy is to reveal aspects of my journey, is to that aided in a much more steady and serene me.
All right. That's
Nice.
what's up. Okay. Nicole.
Okay. Well, be a little transparent. Um, I know a lot of times people see me and they see I'm smiling, things like that. But you would never know half of the stuff I've been through. Um, just even it's funny because people get to the point where they talk about their birthdays and oh, I'm getting old, and you get some females that don't want to share how old they are. I tell people I don't care. First of all, I don't look how old I am, but then also I'm happy for every day. And I tell people all the time, I get customers on the phone and they're like, oh yeah, don't get old. Well, if you're not getting old, then you got a problem. So I'll take every day, every year that I get. But yeah, so I've actually had back surgeries. I've been in horrible car accidents, but I'm still here. So I know that there is a reason for me being here. If it's just to touch one person, then I've done my job. So and like I said before, you never know who's watching. And as far as someone might be going through that same thing, but they don't have the nerve to say, okay, well, this is what's happening to me, or I felt that way, things like that. So hopefully I can be a voice for someone else. But I just wanted to do this short one, and it's called Strong Advice. Strong advice. Never grow up too much that you don't take time to appreciate the benefits of life. Take time to inhale the crisp, cool winds of fall. Understand that every day is a gift and not owed to you. Always remember the good times as well as the bad, because that's where you gain your strength. Never close your eyes to the blessings you have come to know. Take a moment to thank the Creator for His mercy, love, and kindness. Realize that you never stand alone, for He's always there holding your hand. Always remember the struggles of your past, because they build you up and they give you character. And peace.
All right, Nicole. Thank you for that.
Hey.
Lady Moon also. Unique. Well, everybody out there in Poetry Corner Universe, click like and subscribe to the channel so you can receive those notifications of all the upcoming shows every week. And peace and power to my brother Poetic, who couldn't be here tonight, but I know he's here in spirit, so that's peace right there. So we're going to slide back on over to you, Unique. So
Okay.
now, this is a question of my own, along with the topic. Now, words. Do you think when you're living through your words in life, do you think sometimes people get a misconception of the things that you say? If you're being a manifester, bringing things into the light and having conversations.
And it's funny that you asked, 'cause we spoke outside of here previously. Most of the times, people try to recreate my journey, recreate my mental as far as motivating somebody to use the tool of thinking and be knowledgeable of taking a chance at changing the word. Because if you notice, we grew up in school, if we didn't recite or return a favor what was put in front of us, it was considered wrong. So we never really got a chance to develop our verbal skills. And me, if you realize, most of the stuff that I write, I use a lot of metaphors because, metaphorically speaking, one sentence can mean a lot and give you a different view of things. And when I talk to most people, I tell them the worst thing a person can do is, I can ask you guys, what's the worst thing you can do with a picture?
Right.
What's the worst thing you can do with a picture?
Look at it, have your own perception of it. Everybody's gonna not have the same, same thing to say when they look at a picture. A picture paint 1,000 words.
Right. What do you say, Nikki? What's the worst thing you do with a picture?
Nicole?
Yeah, Nicole, I don't answer to Nikki.
Well, you're my sister now, so it's good.
But it's never Nikki. But I love you anyway.
All right.
So with a picture, of course, when you look at it, you're going to be taking your experiences out of that picture to get whatever you want to take from it. So everyone is going to have a different idea, and it could be the same exact thing, someone holding an apple. But you might see it because you've been, out on the streets or whatever, homeless. You might see that as like the best gift that someone can give you. Someone else can see it as, okay, well, I can tempt you with this. So it all is all in your perception as far as how your life experiences affected you.
Okay, lady, how you feel about the question I asked you?
What do you do with a picture? Not only do you perceive and interpret it in your own views, we need to come to an understanding that, and not everyone's going to, broad strokes for different folks, basically. So we won't necessarily have the same view or perspective, whether, even though we're looking at the same image. So basically what Nicole was saying, what one would view like the apple, they can view it as, like, I can tempt you with it. I can do things with this said apple or this object, which can have a lot to do with concepts. One view of us, one thing that we can view for a concept, we can honestly interpret it 100,000 different ways. And it comes to show that not one view is the same.
Okay. And the reason why I asked that question, because most, like with you guys in general, as being poetic people in general, will think outside the box. The concept of what most people do is, when they get a picture, they frame it. And that's the worst thing you can do with a picture, is you frame it, because you stop the belief of the story by corner it and taking the details that make sense to someone else's view. You change the whole format of it. You can't see past what you see. So that's when I ask people that they don't elaborate the understanding, because if you cut something off, it's an ending to something you never know a beginning can begin again.
Right. That's like if a picture had staple marks in there. Where was that picture before you got it? You know what I mean? And you see or a nail mark. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Did somebody have that hanging on the wall? You know what I'm saying? Like tacked into the wall. You know what I'm saying? Did it come outside of a photo album? You know what I'm saying? That lost the plastic weight on it, and somebody just family member stapled it in there. So that's the fine line of details. I feel what you're saying with that. You know what I mean? I know I would wonder if a family member gave me a picture and it had like markings on it. That's what first thing I look at, because I'm a detailed person. I'd be like, I said, did they have that, like, they ain't have tape or whatever, they just tacked that on there to hang it up, or Was it in something? Was it stable marks? Had it stapled in a book or something?
But it's just
So,
like
so
when we used to have the different topics, and it was so funny how one person might have, like, we're all talking about the same thing. One might go the sexual route with it. Someone might, do militant. So it was like so many different views. And when you dealing with people who are artistic and things like that, you get so many things that you might not even thought about. And it's like, okay, wow. So it kind of, it broadens it up, a little bit more for you. Like, okay, yeah. So it can be this instead of just that, so.
That's what's up.
yeah,
I'm gonna give you a piece. I will think for most people, as I spoke to, Brother Washington earlier, most of us hide behind our pain, and when we hide behind our pain, we lose. We really don't lose anything, but in general, a loss is a gain to me as I look at it, because we lose to win and win to lose. This piece is called "Rinse Off Your Tears."
okay.
I walked into once was. We shared a laugh from our past, representation, a restoration. I apply and applauded. Hearts collided into an atmospheric where a waves nevertheless imagine. Soul shaped from a form of belief, from supposed, a stay away from, a fought for fearlessly in fights. Paying homage to the unearthed past of greetings to the left of felt behind, best of and stay. Eyes looked at looks on looking of no let go. Hands cringed from the grips of looked on upon locked lips, tangled in of entanglements. Stories bathe the soothed mind as it set in the sun. Toes wrinkled up like the clothing of a wear and tear of steps gathered in togetherness. The minds of veins and vines fed the custodial custody of curiosity, of encouragement, bleeding the tears of no confusion. Confirmed in an acknowledgement of conjunction, a way of found out, a left of never removed from revolve of stature and figure out, even belonged. As I endangered the entanglement of demeanor, of demonstrations of the scene, and perhaps I will not take an understanding of misbehaving again. I will always look and would could of should have, a love to do, in an applause of peace of oppress against of the bodies, giving skeletals, emotionals a chance to wipe down each other in the performance of an audience, allowing the mind to bang against each other as I find figure out of forgiveness and appreciation of patience, of pain, and participating apparently, facing a journey of joyous of jointly, careful of a caress of a casualty of capacity. I over fortune made me clear, and the remains of remaining. One day after I revealed, I showed itself an unconditional will of viewing profoundly imaged in the opportunities to rinse off your tears.
All right, brother. That's
Nice.
what's up. That's what's up.
Yes, sir.
So we gonna speed back around the block. Uh, Lady Moon.
The
I call
next
it.
poem that I'm
Call
going
it.
to read,
Okay. Call that
um,
snacking.
mhm. The next poem I'm going to read is titled "The Weeping Willow Tree." Who am I to be the giving tree in the story that gave and gave across the child's lifespan? Firmly grounded, perception and intuition mixed with genuineness attracts many. The vulnerable, the abusers, the neglected, and affluent, they all have much to gain. But what do I gain from this exchange? Leaves and flowers plucked off the branches is a piece of me that gives something. But where does this leave me among the other trees? The giver, but barely receiving. One day people will give back and you will finally receive. This is what makes me the weeping willow tree. Shade filled, and leaves draping as I attempt to pull my hair out for the nth time, drenched in the sun and swaying throughout each season and storm. Violent weather tearing me apart and branches hitting the ground, and even nearly pulled from the roots. I am only good for giving and receiving poison in return and barely acknowledged unless clarity and advancement is immediate. But I have done so much for others, right? And as the damned willow tree, drowning in wisdom birthed from early maturity, destined to watch time progress while I regress as an unfeeling willow tree. Thank you.
All right, that's what's up. Miss
All right.
Miss Brookins.
I was about to say, what you got for us? You trying to skip around? What you got? What you got?
This is on you right now. I'll be going right after you.
All right.
Yes.
All right. This is called Train of Thought. Train of thought. Past is left to be remembered. Future relies on past and present. Seasons change when the weather does not. Time does not stop. Love does not Love does not have a preference. Despair does not discriminate. Happiness comes only when invited. Promises not always kept. Debts never fully paid. Honesty forsaken with one lie. Trust a building block. Your path always follows your lead. In peace.
All right. There we go. Oh, I'm gonna spin the block? No, I'm just kidding. All right, let me look for a piece real quick. Sorry to hold you. All right. This piece is titled Untitled, Part 9. Under the lights, near homes with trees on height, birds touch ground, then take flight within the air. Man is outdoors by noon, exploring places and scenes. The vehicle is egg white, cruising smooth on the next spot. Entering the parkway until my sight hit my exit. Adjust my solar plexus, stretch hard at my destination. Entrance all good, accommodation is on point. Dressed in Haram apparel, even my shoes slide slick. Boarding a yacht from old docks, my pockets hold a knot. Even in scrubs wearing Crocs, my presence still felt. Comfortable with all that, I'm Mr. Talented, skilled, but always play my position, crisscrossing lanes. Loving on thick chicks who be so strong and beautiful, suitable from whom they used to, king stay true. Cover fine lines, nicknamed divine because I'm timing. I'm parallel on the line between moon, earth, sun, and moon. King.
Right.
So I'm going around the block. Anybody have any last words? Like for the audience that's tuning in, click like and subscribe to the channel, and you'll receive those notifications. I'll start with you, Unique. Thank you for coming on the show tonight, brother. Oh, unmute your mic, bro.
Okay.
Oh,
I appreciate the opportunity to be, belonging to an extended family, I can call family because of no more than what we are. Branches are interesting because they die and reappear.
Yes.
And they show up somewhere else. And the idea of being transformed into this place of being able to be heard and appreciated, from one word to the next mouth. Yeah, I'm here. You need me? That inbox work, bro.
No
I hope
doubt.
some of the things that I said can be an inspiration to others just to use that thought pattern and make sense of it. My things that I tell the guys that I'm at work, I said, make it make sense. If it don't make sense, it don't make dollars.
No doubt. No
So
doubt.
I look at it on both sides of the table.
Yeah, that's what's up, brother. I appreciate that. I mean, okay, Lady Moon.
You don't know what people are walking with and what they're shouldering.
Yes.
And I think that that's one thing that a lot of people fail to, I guess, understand, especially when they are in their feelings. Or whether if it is, we're just not in a particular mood that is typical for us. I mean, for me, my mood has always been very mellow. However, I come off as very passionate, but I can seem a bit assertive when I'm speaking, which can be easily misconstrued as something aggressive. Now, as I am an empath, and I work in the mental health field, I have to naturally be attentive to everyone's feelings and therefore their circumstances, which allows me to communicate with whomever it is that I'm working with. And I work with the disability population, so they're even more vulnerable than those who are typical, like you and I. So all I can say to, finish off and not ramble is be kind to others. Not to just say be generous to everyone, but be kind. Because in a world that can be quite cruel and merciless, you never know. You might be that one person that might be the kindest thing that they've come across in their lifetime. And that's what I would say.
Thank you very much for that. Thank you for coming through tonight. We appreciate having you.
Thank you.
See you back later on in the future on future episodes. Nicole R. Brookins.
Yes.
Last words and testament.
Okay, all right. So, I just want to definitely pleasure always being on. I saw Brian. Brian is like so awesome, but it was somebody else I saw. I can't remember the name, but definitely appreciate everyone who tuned in and those who might watch after the fact. And of course, I know a couple of us said, things about being empath and everything, but we also need to remember to have that self-care too. Take time for yourself. Right. Whether it's writing, reading, listening to music, meditating, whatever you do, just take a little time for yourself, love on yourself. And I tell people all the time, because people ask me, they're like, when I was in college and stuff, they was like, oh, you by yourself, you don't get lonely. I love myself. I enjoy my company. So no, I don't have a problem. But yeah, just love on yourself, and even if it's just buying something for yourself, whatever it is, just love on yourself. And of course that radiates to other people also, because you'll have that, that positive outlook. And of course, I know sometimes things look bad and it's things like hitting you on every side, but it will get better. That is not going to be the end all to be all. So, and of course, check me out, hit me up, and definitely I will respond back to you.
All right. Those are Solar Facts right there. Once again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight to the Poetry Corner. And also, like I said, click like and subscribe to the channel. And you can check me out, King Atterbury Inc. on IG. And also you can go to the website and check everything out. www.jwatterbury.com. And we'll see you next week right here on Poetry Corner. Peace, love, and poetry. And we out.
It seems to me that the artist struggle for his integrity is a kind of metaphor, must be considered as a metaphor